Hello, my friends. I hope you're doing well. Um, I'm sorry for my voice or my overall appearance today. This is the first I've pretty much been out of bed um, all day. I've had a migraine and it has gone away enough that I could hang out with you all. Um, you know, we talk about how much we like doing this and how much we like hanging out with everybody here. And it's true when I get out of bed from a migraine, and this is like the first thing I do. Of course, I hydrated a little first, but this is really the first thing that I'm doing today, all day long. The cats were in bed with me all day. They were comforting me. There's nothing like cats for comfort when you are not feeling well. So, again, my voice is a little rough because this is the first that I've talked today, other than to my cats. And this is the just woken up phase, pretty much. I've only been up for about a half hour, and the migraine really had me totally taken out. So if y'all suffer from migraines, you know what I mean. Normally, normally I see them, I get halos or auras, and I start seeing them. But this one attacked me in the middle of the night when I wasn't able to know what was happening. So I woke up with a very bad migraine today. I was not able to open the store today. I was barely able to stand without being nauseous. So I was hiding in my bedroom with pillows over my face and the curtains drawn and every other thing you could expect. No sound. I had the doors closed. I had all the noise. Took my little ticking clock out of the room even. So pardon my appearance. My hair's wild today from being in bed all. It's like bedhead, true bedhead all day long today. Um, but I am starting to feel better. I may have to cut this short, but I wanted to come on here and, like I said, when we say we enjoy doing these lives and hanging out with you all, I mean it. Andrew's away. He, Cynthia, and Azalea are on their way to Tucson, Arizona for the Tucson shows. And Andrew has been doing little Tucson road updates, which are really cool. Um, it's really hard. It's good for me to see those even because I know where they are. When you're on the road and you're driving so much and you're just doing things, and it's not always easy to check in. And so I don't always hear from Andrew, and when I'm away, he doesn't always hear from me right away. So these lives that he's doing give me a little insight, as well as all of you, of what they're up to and what they're doing. They were at the Tennessee Museum of something pearls. I forget the word that was in between there. But of course, they showed up on a day where they were closed. They're usually open, and of course, when they show up, they're closed. They always try to go there, and they always somehow get delayed or miss that stop. They finally made the stop today, and they were closed. So, it did look really pretty there, but if you're not watching those, they're popping up on our timeline at Allegory Gallery on Facebook and in our Facebook stories. So you can see them in both locations. I'm going to start sharing them to my personal page. I think I may have shared one this morning. I can't remember. My whole morning was a daze of migraine pain. So I did that, that thing you do when you're not feeling well, and you try. Right? I woke up today, I got up, I got ready, started to brush my teeth and do something with this hair. And I was trying so hard to get down here to open the store because we were closed a lot last week because of getting ready for Tucson. And I wanted to be open today. It just was not happening. I started feeling nauseous standing up, and I was like, this is not a good thing. So I did some things this morning that probably even made my migraine a little worse, like looking at the phone screen and trying to share posts and make posts. And I was trying my best to do work while I was even not able to come down and open the store. And it got to the point where I just put the phone aside and put the pillow over my head and slept for hours, on and off. Of course, I fed the cats this morning. I made sure I did that. And so that was my whole day in bed with a migraine. Not fun. But I'm feeling a little bit better now. I'm able to function. I have to go to the I have to go to the grocery store to pick up something quick and easy to make because I don't have it in me today to cook a big meal. So maybe I'll get some pasta or even a frozen pizza or something and just make that. So that's been my day. I'm sorry it's not been very exciting. Let's see who's out here with us. Suzanne says, wasn't expecting this. Glad you are better. Thank you. Yeah, I'm starting to feel better. My migraine hit me. My migraines usually hit me either up here or way back here in my neck, where I get very tense sometimes. And that's where my grandmother used to get them too. And she taught me, if you see the aura lights or the halo lights and you rub your neck real hard, you can get it to go away. And that's usually what I do. But when it attacks you in the middle of the night, there's nothing you can do. So it's coming from back here, this particular side. And I can feel it still. It's tense. This whole side is like very tense. But I'm able to function. I don't want to shake my head too hard because it's still wobbly in there. But I am here. I'm able to function. I don't know if I have to cut this short, that will be why. Just so you all know, if I have to say, well, not feeling great, gonna go, that's why. Hello, Michelle. Thank you for joining us. Susie, hello. Barbara's with us. Says, that sucks, William. Migraines are the pits. They are. And I'm very lucky that normally I see my migraines coming and I can take some pills and I can rub my neck and it usually offsets it and it goes away without too much pain. But these middle of the night creepers, I don't like that. I really think we have been pushing so hard and changing gears so much, getting ready for Tucson. Just working late nights. There were nights I was up till 3 or 4 in the morning at the cottage, preparing things. And then when things don't work out that you've prepared and you have to switch gears and totally change the entire idea of your setup in a day or two, really. I think the stress got to me. And then when Andrew got on the road and I finally was able to pass out last night, I think it just all caught up. The whole mess of it and the whole, kind of finally letting go of it. I think in letting go, I think it was just like that. So I think that's what it is. Sandra's here. Hello. Hope you're feeling better. Migraine suck. Didn't expect alive. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I was just going to go to the grocery store and get something to eat and find my way home. But as I was getting ready and I took Barnaby and Gilbert out for a little walk today outside, I started to feel like, okay, I could do this. I could hang out for a little bit. And we enjoy it so much. I mean, we really do. Some people say that they like hanging out with people, and then you hear them in the background and it's like, we actually like hanging out with you here. This is like a highlight to my day. Sometimes I feel bad because I don't feel like I have enough to show you all the time. And that makes me feel like insecure about the broadcast sometimes. But the fact of hanging out with you and that whole part of hanging out with you, I could sit here and talk to you like this and not show you anything and be fine. We wouldn't make many sales that way probably, but I could totally do this every day and just be fine. And I'm thinking about on my William Tries Things page to do some more lives and just kind of hanging out with people and see what people are up to. And they would be more late night lives probably. So if you don't follow me on William Tries Things, I hope you will. Because I do want to do more of that kind of thing where I don't feel the pressure of having to run a business at the same time I'm hanging out with all of you. For me, these things of showing you things during the day and during these lives is a necessity for keeping the business going. But if I didn't have to do it, if we were independently wealthy and we still ran this business, I would still hang out with you every day and just chat because that's the highlight to my day. So thank you for being here, all of you who are. I know many people may not be here because they weren't expecting me to be live, but if you can share this, that would really help us on that whole business portion of everything, and we appreciate that. Marianne says, glad you were feeling better. Thank you. Michelle says, glad you were better. Thank you. Marianne says, definitely good to know they are doing fine on the road. Yes. We all track each other on our phones, and we all know we do that. So we're able to do that, and I'm able to keep tracking. Just make sure like the car's still moving, so they're still fine. But yeah, it's it's one of those things that, it's good to hear from them. It's good to see they're having a good time. Road trips are stressful, y'all. Even getting ready for them, they're a little bit much sometimes. So I'm glad they're having a good time on their road trip. Sorry, my hair is like really wild today, and I'm trying to get it in a position that it looks okay. That's why I'm messing with my hair so much. So I apologize for that. Michelle says, William, I sent you a special email that I have been working on. Thank you. I saw that, and it is absolutely stunning. I could never have the patience or, I don't know, the skill set to do that. It looks really good. And I was going to reply back to you, but I saw it while I had a migraine because I was checking checking emails during a migraine. It's hard to turn off the work sometimes, right? It really is. But I did see it, and I was going to reply. I just couldn't type out the reply. So I'm glad I see you here on the live, and I can tell you kind of in person. It's beautiful. So thank you for sharing that. Fran is with us. Glad you're feeling better. Thank you. Facebook user says, hi, William. Sorry to hear you're not feeling well. Thank you. Yes, it's been a day. It's been a day. Michelle says, I get horrible migraines. I'm sorry. That's hard. It's hard. Barbara says, dude, you're stressing. Totally get it, right? That's what it's all about. It's just the stress of everything finally kind of letting go. We still aren't to that point yet, right? They're still on the road. I'm still concerned about them on the road. I now have to run things here on my own for 3 or 4 weeks, which is a little scary. I know Andrew is going to be doing some things in Tucson too, to try to generate sales as well. And if you've bought the Desert Discoveries mix or package, we are going to be sending out emails about how you can join in that when he starts doing all of that. So there will be special sales from Tucson that he's planning to do. As long as everything goes as planned, things are crazy right now. So as long as things go as planned, we're going to be having those. And I believe there are going to be some things coming to me as well, possibly, that we're going to debut from here that are going to be shipped. So there are different things. We have a lot of irons in the fires, multiple irons. So I hope everything goes well. But yeah, it's still stressful a little bit because it's, people don't always see the things that Andrew does because I'm in the store, and especially people who come in locally, they don't see how much Andrew does in the background to do and continue the flow of things in the store. I'm kind of the I don't know, showboat or the person people see, and so they assume I'm doing it all. I'm not. I'm running the store, but in the background, Andrew is coming up with ideas. He is releasing new kits and putting things together and coming up with new ideas to make new things and different things. So it is definitely a cooperation between us. And when one of us is 2,400 some miles away or something like that, it makes it difficult. So it is a lot of pressure, and got to keep the numbers up, got to keep things flowing, and hopefully, pay the bills. That's, if we didn't have to worry about bills, my life would be easy. I'd have fun. We'd be making things and selling things and just chatting with you all most of the time, but got to pay those bills. So a lot of stuff coming up in February that we need to cover. And so we're working hard. And so, the pressure of getting ready for Tucson is over, but the day-to-day life, and we expend some money getting ready for things that we would have had to pay for things. So we got to make up that money. So that's still pressure, but it's a little different, and it's more normal for me, I guess. Let's see here. Oops. Comments jumped. Sorry. Marion says, I would probably avoid cheese after such an episode. I've never heard of that, but that's interesting. Maybe I'll get a vegan pizza or something. Facebook user says, it's fun for us too. We like the chat too. Good. I'm glad. Marion says, highlight of my day too. Thank you. I'm glad we bring some joy to people. I hope that we do. I hope that these are interesting. I hope these are fun for you. We try to do more than just sell to you, because that is boring. And, you know, a lot of people like to tell you things and sell you things. And that's not what we're about. Like, we will tell you things. We will hopefully give you information sometimes and interesting tidbits. And we will sell you things. That's what we're here to do. That's what we have a business for. But we also want to know about you. And I know I'm preaching to the choir today, but if anyone's watching this in the replay, or if there's anyone new out there who doesn't watch us very often, that's what we like to do. We like to hear from you, listen to you. We like to know you and what you like to do and what you're doing and what you do in your life. And you know, if you're having a hard time, we like to talk about that. If you want to talk about that, it's kind of like a social hour. It's kind of like a counseling hour sometimes. I know I certainly get things off of my chest here sometimes that I need to talk about. So I think it helps to talk. And you know, Andrew and I are so busy working a lot of times that we don't have a lot of time for outside friendships. I mean, we have friends in town and people we consider friends, but we don't hang out with people a lot. We're mostly, you know, with ourselves. And it's good on here. It's a way for us to have friends. And you all, that's what we say, you're our friends. And we mean that because we hang out with all of you more than most people in our life. So, you know, it's good to get to know you. It's good that you're able to discuss things with us and we can talk with you. And I know sometimes these get more personal than business. And, you know, there are some people who believe those things shouldn't mix, but that's not the way we run things. And that's not the way we believe that a neighborhood bead store, like we like to call ourselves, we're just a little neighborhood bead store. And we feel like, you know, that knowing our people, whether you're in our virtual neighborhood or our local neighborhood, no matter which realm you fall into, you should know your bead store owners. You should know the people who sell you your things. And we want to know you who buy our things, and we want to know what you do with them. So yeah, that's what it's about. Hello, Helen. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bonnie says, don't worry about your hair. Glad you could stop in. Thank you. Thank you. Barbara says, just go with the hair, flock of seagulls, right? That's pretty much. And there it goes. All right. Suzanne's probably buying it today. The Desert Discoveries, that's good. Get in there. That does end on the 27th. I tried to send out a reminder too. I think I did that this morning. I hope it posted okay. But you have 4 days now, 7654. 7654. Today counts as one of those. 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Never mind. Today counts. It doesn't count as one of those. You have a total of 5 days, counting the rest of today, to get the Desert Discoveries. And the reason we're doing that is because, to be perfectly honest, we don't have a lot of money to front for these extra things. So we got to make sure the money's in the bank and Andrew's able to use it there in Tucson. So we want to make sure there's enough time between his shopping day and when we do the deadline cutoff to push this extra there. Because if somebody wants a $1,000 package and they say they're thinking about it, they've been thinking about it for a while, and they're like, okay, I'm going to go for that $1,000 package because I want a lot of beautiful things from Tucson. We can't front that money. So that's why we need that cutoff. You know, the smaller bits, that's fine. That would be fine. The $35 package, we can get you a $35 package, even if it were a little bit after that deadline. You're not going to be able to do it because I'm going to turn that off, but it would be possible. The $1,000 package, something like that, the $750, $1,000 package, don't have that money to front. So if you do want something, please do get it before midnight. That's actually 11:59 p.m. Eastern time on the 27th, January 27th. That'll give us enough time. It should get to our bank, and Andrew can use that money to buy you beautiful things. All right. You are paying your own way here. That's the way this is working. And we think it's a great deal. You know, anybody can buy you things in Tucson. We've been going to Tucson for over 20 years. That's longer than we've had the store. And we've been making those connections for over 20 years. So we already know vendors that we're going to hit up because we know they have the best stuff for what we do. You know, there's a lot of best stuff out in Tucson, but for the best stuff for what we do, we know those people. We know we're going to see them, and we can't wait to get you great things. So if you're going to buy the Tucson Desert Discoveries package, please get it before the 27th. There's not going to be an exception. We just can't have an exception. All right. Marion says the front man, but still not the singer, right? If I could sing everybody, you would hear me singing every day. I would do nothing but sing if my voice were pleasant when I sang. But yeah, I kind of am the front man in a lot of ways. For the business side of things, the creative side of things, that's definitely Andrew, and people know that generally. I try and make some things sometimes, and I'm getting better at making more things, but that's still Andrew. So yeah. We're both kind of the singers, I guess, but I'm the front man on the store end of things, the actual store, and he's the front man on the creative side of things. I think that's the way it works. Sandra says, I need to purchase the Desert Discovery. How do we get our goodies? Are you shipping it from Tucson? I didn't look. They have much room in the car. It didn't look like they had much room in the car for our stones. Hope they have security. Yeah. They are not going to be shipped directly to you from Tucson. Andrew will be buying with all of you in mind. They will be brought back here to the store, so that, because we're technically buying through the store, even though you're supplying money, you're buying a thing, and we still have to make sure we have that costing in our system, taxes and whatnot. So we have to bring them back. I have to get them costed and entered into the system. And then however we take them out of the system from there, because they're already sold to you as a package, right? So I just have to make sure that they're brought into the system and taken out in a way that the books are right. So they have to come in through the system first, and then they'll be sent out and shipped to you from here, just like everything else. Barb will pack them up. Knock on wood that, Barb will be the one packing them up, that she'll be with us. Everything goes well. There's no problems there. We're just, I don't like to say things and then be like, I just jinxed it. No. So yes, they will be packed up and shipped from here. We're not shipping from Tucson. The idea is a lot of those things in that car are things that we're trying to sell. So hopefully we sell a lot of that stuff in the van and we make room for everything else. That's the goal. The van is packed full, and hopefully it will be packed full of different things, new things, coming back, where we have sold the old things and packed the new things. So it will be shipped from here. And everything should be fine. Everything should be good. So that is, our van does have an alarm. So that's not so much an issue, and should be all good. We generally what we do when we do shopping in Tucson, everything gets carried with us. It gets carried around with us. So they drive from show to show. The beads generally get driven to whatever parking lot is at whatever show. And it's easy to hear an alarm if something's going on. But then the gemstones generally stay in the hotel with us. We carry everything in every night and make sure that stuff stays with us so that security isn't an issue. So yeah, that's how it works. So Sandra, if you want to get that Desert Discovery, I hope you'll do it. Remember, you can, if you want the $750 or $1,000 package, we will be in touch to ask you what kind of things generally you want. We can't promise every individual thing that you want we'll be able to get, but we will be in touch to get a list of things that you are looking for and do our best to do that for you. At the lower price packages, they're not really prize packages. At the lower packages, they kind of are a prize package, right? They're just not a free prize package, but it's a surprise package. At the lower end, we can't offer that kind of service just because we can't personally shop for everyone. We don't have enough days out in Tucson to do that. So for the higher end, people who are buying for businesses and that really want to stock in a particular way, we are going to do that for you. At the lower ends, and I know lower end starts at like $500, which is crazy bonkers to think that's a lower end. But you can put, when you purchase the Desert Discoveries, in the notes section of your order what things you're looking for. But please know that unless you're at the $750 or $1,000 package, we can't totally abide by those. We're going to pick out good things. We're going to try and give you good things, but we can't stick to exactly what you're looking for. But we can use those for reference. All right. Facebook user, mine too. My life would be much easier without bills, right? Why do we have to have bills? Why can't people just give us things? That would be nice. Marianne says it would depend on what kind of triggers you have for migraines. I think mine are all stress induced. I felt my neck getting tight last night and I took some pills for that, but I guess I didn't take enough or I slept wrong and I woke up with it, and it's here. My migraines are mostly stress and tightness induced. Diane says, glad you feel better. Thank you. Susan, finally here. Hope you're okay. Thank you. I missed what the original issue was. The feline overlords wanted dinner. Yeah, I had a migraine, a super bad migraine all day. I don't usually get them that bad because I usually fight them off and know they're coming. But it snuck up on me in the middle of the night, and it was not a good time. Susan says that, yes, this is one of the highlights of my Monday, along with my Brazilian and world music programs. Nice. Nice. Sue says, love seeing you with wild hair. Means we are all family, right? Yeah. I figure if you're going to judge me for my hair, just go away, right? That's, I'm getting to, I think, in my 40s. I'm going to be 43 here in, almost 1 month. Almost exactly 1 month. On February 24th is my birthday. I'm going to be 43. And I know that's young for some of you. That's probably older for some of you watching. But I'm finally getting to the point that everyone tells me you get to, that you care less about what people think of you. For a very long time, because of various issues in my life, one being anxiety, two being the vitiligo that I went through, I cared a lot about what people thought of my appearance, and I took a lot of that judgment in on myself and didn't like myself for a very long time. And so now I'm getting to a point where it's like, I'm hanging out with friends. They don't need to care what my hair looks like. I still care a little bit, like I'm still, but it's a lot less. Like normally back then I wouldn't even been seen out of the house, and I don't mean that I didn't put any effort in today. I don't mean to say that for all of you. I try to put some effort in, but yeah, we are kind of, we are family here. And it's one of those things that I'm finally, okay with that. I'm gonna be a little bit crazy. That's the way my life is supposed to be, I think. And that's okay. That's okay. Whoops. Bonnie says there is a comfort level knowing you, right? I think so. I think you want to know who you purchase from and who you hang out with. And, I would show you more of our life if our house didn't look like an explosion all the time of crafts and cat hair, probably. But we don't show a lot of things, us doing things in our house other than in my office and things. But I would show more glimpses into our life if it weren't, if people wanted to see that is the one thing too. Like we could go online a lot and go live, but I don't know that people want to see all that kind of stuff. I don't know how much y'all want to see, but I do believe, yes, Bonnie, there's a comfort in knowing the people you hang out with. And there's a comfort in knowing you all, and that you have our backs, and that, who is supporting us, right? We like to know who's supporting us. Facebook, you did your reminder, reminded me. Oh, good. So the post did get out about desert discoveries. I'm glad. Susan says, and your hair looks fab. Thank you. I'm very lucky, one, to still have hair at this age. And I realize that. Thankfully, we have good hair genes mostly in my family. So both sides are pretty good. So I'm very thankful for that, because after getting vitiligo and feeling pale for a long time and feeling out of sorts, I don't know if I could deal with a bald head, or, I don't know. I guess I would if I had to, right? What are you going to do? But I like my hair. I do, I have to say. And it's been one of those things that has been with me, that has helped me. It's weird, right? When you have something go wrong in your life, sometimes there are these steady things that you can kind of hopefully rely on. And when my entire appearance changed, I used to be much darker than this. A lot of people don't know. I talk about this sometimes on these videos, but I used to tan. I used to get very dark. And then I got vitiligo, and all of my pigment mostly went away. But for a very long time, I had pigment around my lips and splotches of pigment here and there, and people would stare and people would laugh. Back then in the 90s, there weren't all these campaigns and there weren't models who had vitiligo. And I'm so thankful that there are now for people who go through this. But I was very lucky in that mine mostly all went, it all went away. Yeah, I'm not splotchy. I'm not. And so that was easier, I think, for me, but it was still very hard. And so my hair and being able to play with my hair and do wild things with my hair helped me stay sane. And so that I'm thankful for. So anyway, thank you. Saying my hair looks fab. Michelle says, I just don't go anywhere now because of COVID. So I have my friends online only now in real life and ones I have met online. Yeah, right. It's hard. We don't go anywhere either. And I mean, we go places, and we, like I said, we have acquaintances and we have friends, but we don't see them as often. Most of our friends have small businesses too, and they're just as busy as we are. So seeing you all, and I know you all are crazy busy too, but you all make time to spend with us, and we appreciate that. Michelle says, I already spent my money with you. That's okay. That's okay. Sandra says, I was wondering how long you've been going to Tucson. That's cool, 20 years. I wanted to go this year and maybe next year. It's definitely, if you can make the trip, it's a wonderful trip. But there are, just like everywhere, there are people you can trust, and there are people you have to watch out for. There are people who are very expensive, and there are people who you'll get good deals from. There are people that if they see you 1 year to the next, they give you a better deal than they did the year before because you're back. Thank you for coming back. And we've been doing that with some vendors for 20 years. So yeah, we get really good deals generally when we have the money to spend and we're able to buy things out there. So that's why we wanted to offer this to you all so that you kind of get, it's not quite the same as you walking up to the table along with us and us introducing you, but we're still getting you good things. You're still getting the benefit of that acquaintance. And I think that's what's important with that. Marion says, Andrew's roadie, right? Marion says, no, don't lose Barb. No, we don't want to lose Barb. Barb has taken a huge weight off of my shoulders because I used to do most of the shipping, and I do not like shipping. She's good at it. I do not enjoy it. I love that you're buying things and getting things from us, but I do not enjoy putting them in packages and sending them out. I wish I were that person, and I make pretty packages, and I'm just not. I would rather be, filming a video or editing a podcast or something like that. It's just not my thing. But Barb is very good at it, and we're very glad that we have her. Sandra says, okay, cool. Thanks for letting me know. I was just wondering how it would be shipped. Yeah, we're not shipping out of Tucson. And the reason for that, okay, one, logistically, it's very difficult. One, we have to get them in inventory, like I talked about. Two, getting them out of Tucson. A lot of people ship. The post office gets crazy busy there. And we don't take the extra boxes and everything that we would need to pack up your order. Another thing, Andrew has no idea how to use the shipping system. He's never done it with this new shipping system. The last time I think Andrew shipped packages was when he was running the store. And he still shipped a lot of packages because we had D-Stash and we did a lot of things. But he would literally handwrite everybody's address onto each and every package. And sometimes there were 30, 40, 50 packages. He would handwrite everybody's address individually on them. And then he would take them to the post office to have them weighed and stamped. And then he would pay for them there. And nowadays we just buy labels using our weight, our scale and machine and computers here. And we put the label on and we drop it off at the post office at their counter and just walk away. We don't even have to wait for them to process them. But Andrew would go to the small, where we lived in Bolivar, the post office was tiny and they did not have automated equipment. They could not print an actual, they couldn't type it in on the computer and print addresses, which is why Andrew would handwrite everything instead of giving them the addresses and stuff. And I can't remember if they put actual stamps on the packages or if they were able to at least print postage. But it was pretty crazy. And being, he had the most packages every day of everyone that came in the post office. And anytime he was there, and he felt so bad because once they started on his packages, they didn't want to go to the next person in line. So there would be people who came in with one package and they saw him and they started to know, they would just turn around and leave and then come back later, I guess, because they were like, he's going to be here forever because everything was hand done. So we've grown a lot since then, but Andrew would have no idea how to ship your packages now. I guess he could handwrite everything again, but we will do that all from here. Plus, when we ship from here, we get better rates and we get better shipping rates. So that's how we're able to give you better rates than if we were going to the post office. Let's see here. Michelle says, William is the singer, Andrew is the lead guitar and writer. Kind of. Andrew, he likes doing these lives and the tutorials and things, and he doesn't mind doing them at all. But I think if Andrew could sit in his studio and just work all the time, I think that's what he would prefer to do. If I had my choice, I would still probably be in the store a little bit each day, and I would still do these lives every day. If I had somebody to help me to sell the stuff in the lives, I would kind of just like chat with you like we're doing now and then be like, okay, here's Bob, and Bob is going to show you everything we have for you today. Because this is the part I like. I like chatting with you and I like talking to you. I'm not a hard press salesperson, and we don't want that anyway, but if I could be done with sales and I could just be like chatting with people, and it's like the restaurant owner who doesn't cook or do anything, but he just comes in and shakes guests' hands and meets them at the table. I'd love that. I'd love that job. So that'd be pretty sweet. Barbara says, you are all a good team, different gifts. I think so. I think we all even out very well. Facebook user just tuned in. Glad you were upright. Oh, that's Mom. My mom is here. Thanks. Yeah, I'm finally getting up and around a little bit. I figured I could do this live, grab something at the grocery store, and go back home into my dark room probably. But yeah, you're coming up as Facebook user, Mom, because there's a link in this video description usually that says streamyard.com/Facebook. If you go there and click on that, it gives Facebook permission. It gives StreamYard permission for me to see your name and photo. That goes for anybody here. No judgments here. I don't know if that's my mom or not, or somebody else. But yeah, so you can go there and do that. So yeah, it's I'm better. I'm feeling better. I still am going to go get some headache pills and take those because I'm still, like, if I shook my head, it would hurt right now. So I'm trying to not move too much. Susan says, my hub's migraines seem to be triggered by stress and things like vaccine reactions and sudden weather changes. Yeah, stress is definitely one for me because I do this when I'm stressed. I don't know if any of you do this, but my shoulders go up and my neck gets hard and my jaw clenches. And so that's my stress relief, I guess. I don't know. So I know most of my migraines are generally stress related. And we've had weather changes that don't help. Those weather changes do not help at all. My sinuses have been burning. They finally feel better today, actually, surprisingly. But my sinuses were burning for like 2 days because it's just gotten so dry, I think, all of a sudden. It was a little bit more humid, and now I feel like it's dry. Maybe that's just me. Let's see, where are we here? Marion says, my migraines are usually weather-related, but I tend to eat starches for the rest of the day after an episode. Interesting. Bonnie says, that's so true, William. As you age, you aren't as stressed about looks. Yeah, I think, I don't know. I don't know why. I know a lot of mine, I think. I remember as a kid, I never cared what people thought. I'd run around in the grocery store like a crazy person. My poor mom. My brother and I, we'd come after, my mom, my brother and I took Taekwondo together, and then we go to the grocery store afterwards. And my brother and I would pretend to fight in the aisles while my mom was trying to shop. And I still look back at that, I'm like, we were wild children, and we didn't care what people thought. But, it was something that, once vitiligo hit and you start getting looked at and getting looks and getting laughed at sometimes, and kids are not nice. It was a difficult thing. So it took a long time. Like, I didn't wear a pair of shorts until I was living in New York. It was probably 2006 So from about the age of 15 or so to the age of 26, 11 years, I wouldn't wear a pair of shorts. I wanted to cover as much as possible. So you get older, then you stop caring it a little bit. I think I'm a little bit, people say sometimes in your 30s that starts happening. It didn't happen for me really until it's starting to happen more now. So, but I still care some. I still don't want to, you still want to, if I could, I think about, I'm like, well, if I tuck this a little bit, still happens. Marion says cat hair issues, right? Cat hair all over everything at home, right? You clean, you dust, you vacuum as much as you want, but there's still cat hair everywhere. Bunny says some things are okay to stay private too. Yeah, for various things. If we lived our entire life on camera, it would be too much, right? So we try to strike a balance, but I think it's always, I get very interested on YouTube of watching people and their daily things, like YouTubers and how they live their lives. It's a weird thing to watch, I think, but apparently a lot of people do. I'm one of those people. I like to see inside people's lives and what they're doing, especially successful YouTubers. I'm not saying we're successful, but I think some people might think that, or that they're interested in what we do. So yeah, some things still have to stay private. Don't worry, there's not going to be any bathroom videos or anything like that. But yeah, some things still have to stay private, and our house kind of is our private little sanctuary in a lot of ways. And that's why we don't show you a lot of things from inside the house. But I do want to be more, I think online a little bit with things that we do, and maybe a days in the store when we're just doing things and showing you what we're doing and opening that up a little bit more. Marion says hair implants, right? Yeah, that's money though. That's a lot of money. Bunny says, I'm wondering how crowded it gets there. I didn't like a crowd situation when shopping, but I love the West as far as a vacation. Yeah, Tucson gets crazy busy. Now, Andrew is in a smaller show, and it's Andrew and Cynthia both. It's a smaller show. It's a newer show. It's kind of more of an artisan show, so it's less crazy, I think, but we're hoping that it's busy this year. But yeah, so different shows have different things because it's not all one show. Tucson is like 60 or 70 shows or something, or 100 shows. I don't know how many it is this year, going on all at the same time. So they all have a different vibe, and they all have different levels of crowded. Yes, that's my mom. Glad to see you upright. Thank you. Oh, Andrew's here. Andrew's tuning in now. Michelle says, my friend has it. She's beautiful. Vitiligo. It's a hard thing. I think that's what you're talking about. Maybe. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't change who you are. But, I'm glad there's more of a public service announcement going on about it now. And I'm glad there are models who have it so people understand what it is. When I had it, people didn't understand. And sometimes I was looked at like the plague because they didn't know what was going on or why I was like that. And a lot of that could be in my head too. But when you see changes on yourself, you automatically think other people are going to judge you. I think that's how most humans work. Andrew says, plus people steal packages in Tucson. Yeah, that's why we keep everything with us. So security isn't an issue. Donna says, Andrew had that car packed. I know, they did major Tetris moves there. Andrew says, this is when he was going to the post office. People would see me coming like half Asian Santa and groan. They said it was like getting stuck behind the train, right? That's when Andrew was hand doing everything at the post office. I still remember stories. Andrew would spend like an hour in the post office sometimes. Sandra says, that is hilarious. Handwriting addresses. Yeah, Andrew hand wrote. You would get a package hand addressed from Andrew back then. I would love to do that now, but y'all would wait months probably for me to handwrite your packages out. So I'm kind of glad we don't. Marion says, printed postage has been around longer than the pre-printed labels. Yeah, but I don't, like they had a scale. I'm assuming they at least, but it was a small post office. And they, around here, that post office may have even closed a few years later because they came around and they did a census of all the post offices and which ones did the most business. I think actually that one stayed open a little longer because they were getting our business. And so if you love your local post office, we love our local post office here in Ligonier. They are an amazing team of people. They get your packages out. Like if I squeeze in at the door at 4:30, they close. If I come in at 4:29 and put packages on that counter, they don't wait till tomorrow to go out. They go out that day. They're an amazing group of people. I can literally probably count on one hand the number of packages that have been lost, knock on wood, but that have been lost or, missing in transit, both coming to us and going out. So I have nothing but good things to say for our local post office. And if you have good things to say about your local post office, the more you use them for everything, the more mail that goes through them, the longer they'll be with you. So if you're in a small town and you want your post office to stay and you don't want to have to go to the next town over, make sure you use them as much as you can. And just sending mail through them, they get the business. So even if you do your packages at home, sending that mail using their stamp to go through, so to say, I guess they probably don't stamp everything anymore, but using their stamp to get through their postal system helps them. Bonnie says, you do have great shipping rates. Thank you. We use the commercial shipping rates, and then we don't charge you anything more. So you pay what we pay for shipping. We don't think, other people do different things. I'm not going to say they're wrong to do things their way. Maybe they discount their beads a lot more than we do, but they charge you shipping and handling or whatever. Other people's business is other people's business. But we don't think it's fair to charge you more than we're charged for shipping. We try our best to keep our prices low, and any packaging prices and all that has to be tallied into all of that in our little formulas that we use. Let's see here. Oops, here we go. Sorry, everything just jumped. I see I'm far behind, so I'm going to catch up on comments, and then we're going to look at some Czech glass, okay? Bonnie says, when I was a kid, I played store and always wanted to be a store owner. I did too. I played professor and teacher. We played chef. I wish. I don't know if my cousin, we used to record, my cousin and I, we were like this. Like she was the person I hung out with the most in the world, really. And we used to play business, we used to play school, we used to play doctor. My grandmother had one of those pendulum lamps, I guess, hung from the ceiling, but you could pull down on it and it would pull down from the ceiling. So that was our operating table lamp. We would put people on the dining room table, and we would pull that light down and pretend that they were being operated on. So that was fun. But we would record ourselves doing skits. We had a skit called Martha and Mirtha. One of us was Martha and one of us was Mirtha. I think I was Mirtha. And that was our cooking show. And we would be Martha and Mirtha in the kitchen or something like that. And we would record ourselves. I don't know if she said at one point she had some of those cassettes, but I think, yeah, it was fun. It was fun. And we would play so many kinds of games like that. So I got to be a store owner in my life, actually. It's more stressful than when I was a kid, by the way. Not that I don't recommend it to people. I think everybody, if you have the chance and you have the ability, having your own business is very rewarding and it's very fun. But it's also incredibly stressful. Like you are not relying on someone else to give you money to pay your bills. You got to make the money to pay your bills. It's not easy. And if you want to make any jumps or you want to promote yourself, you want to get a promotion, you got to do the work. And you got to make that promotion happen, right? Not that you don't have to in another job. You still got to do the work and make it happen, kind of. But that other business has already built that next level for you to go to. You have to build it yourself if you're a small business owner. Mary said, William, the schmooze king. I don't schmooze people well. I'm not good at that. I'm completely transparent most of the time. If I'm lying, you can tell. If I'm horrible at flirting or trying to, even give compliments. I'm awkward at it. So I'm definitely not a schmooze king. Sandra says, your poor mama. I know, we're running around in the grocery store That's just one of the things that we put her through. Bonnie says, that's good though. You have to care. Sometimes it makes you feel better. Yeah, you care about your appearance, put some effort into yourself, right? You do. If you don't care about yourself at all in your appearance and, at all, I think that's a sign of issues, anxiety, depression. But I think you have to care a little bit. You have to put some effort in because it does make you feel better, right? Facebook user says, I just don't know if I believe everything people show you on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok are true. No, you don't know. I try to follow people who I think are, though. There's a few I follow on YouTube, and I think they're pretty blatant. Like, they tell you what they make, but they still, there are people who make millions of dollars on YouTube. And I'm like, how do you do that? Because I want to do that. And all they do is show their life and what they do and give you advice. I could do that. You want to give me millions of dollars to do that? I will help you as much as I can. But yeah, I mean, their life, obviously, though, they'll show things they're doing, but obviously there's more to it. Because if you're a millionaire or a multi-millionaire from YouTube and you're showing me, your house and your daily things, I know that's somewhat tailored, right? I know you're not as stressing as, probably we're stressing most of the time, but it's still fun. I think it's still fun. People show you what they want you to see. Sometimes, it's that. But that could be said the same for everyone, right? When you go out in the street, you show people what you want them to see. When you see here, this is what I want you to see right now. I don't want you to see my living room with all the paint that, Andrew cleaned it up before he left. He tidied it all up, but there were paints everywhere and cat hair because, cat hair gets everywhere. And there's our blankets on the couch that, we sit on the couch and cover ourselves up if we're cold. And I do not fold those blankets every day, so it's that thing, right? Marion says, no bathroom or bedroom videos, right? No, not getting into that. That's a different channel. That's two different channels, as a matter of fact, right? There's something for everyone. Susie says, I totally get it. When my eye disease was at its worst, I didn't want to go anywhere or see anyone. It was so nice since I had to speak with people face to face for my work. Oh, it was so hard since I had to speak with people face to face. Some people would try to look away and not be obvious, and other would ask bizarre questions. Although my disease is in remission, I still see the imperfections and try to hide, right? That's the way it is. That's the way it is. It's hard sometimes. Bonnie says, I hope Andrew is not driving right now. Andrew says, of course not. Cynthia is driving. Andrew says, sometimes I would draw pictures on the packages too. Yeah, Andrew used to draw little pictures. Sometimes you get a little cartoon or a little picture on the package. Susan says, I remember the package pictures, right? Sometimes I miss some of those things, right? Sometimes I miss some of those things because you sometimes miss the things you did when you were smaller. And now that we're grown a little bit, we're not big time. We don't have our own TV network and magazine yet. But if anyone wants to start our own TV network and magazine with us, we're willing. But yeah, sometimes those little details get lost sometimes, and it's kind of a shame, but I think we're still doing a great job and we're still trying to be as personable as we can. Marion says, it used to take minutes in the post office just to send one package. You had to stand in line, get to the forms, fill them out, and then line up and go turn them into the clerk. Yes, you did. And that's what Andrew used to do. And then when he was shipping to Canada or France or Germany, it took even longer because they weren't used to that at that little local post office. So it was sometimes new to some of the tellers on what all to do there. Michelle says, I get my shipping boxes from them and call and have them pick up. Yeah, we drop our stuff off. We don't have pickups. I don't know why we don't. We just don't. But we do get our supplies from the post office too. Well, the boxes. We buy our own tape because most of their tape is labeled with priority, and we don't like that on the packages, plastered all over. Susan says, I like my local post office. It's in a building that was a WPA project, and there's a large mural that was WPA type project too. Many post offices from that era have murals. Yeah, that's cool that you have one that still has a mural. There's a wiki article about the history of the murals. That's awesome. Bonnie says, my sister would play for about 2 minutes and then quit. She says I wouldn't let her run the store. My brother was kind of like that. I forced my brother to play a lot of things just so that we could play the things he wanted. You know, there's that trade-off when you're siblings. And I think I usually got the longer time playing. But yeah, that happened to me too sometimes. Susan says, I sympathize about the vitiligo. I had cystic acne when I was young. Not fun. It wasn't until the pandemic and masks mandates that I went out of the house sans makeup. Yeah, it's hard, right? For a while, I wore makeup because it was just another piece of armor to put on, you know? So even as a guy, I wore makeup. I'm gay. It's a little more accepted, I guess. I don't know. I don't know why it isn't for men. If they want to, they can. I don't know. There's no reason why not. But it got to the point that even running out of the house just to check the mail, I was like, oh, what if somebody sees me without makeup on? And it got to be a weird thing. So I finally just quit. I said, this is it. I can't live my life like this. And I was not good at applying it anyway. So it was like probably worse than not putting anything else on. But yeah, I get it. Andrew, who these hussies you flirting with? When probably the last time would be when I was trying to flirt with you. Yeah, I am not good at that kind of thing. I'm not good at that kind of thing. Never have been. Oops. Oh, I just lost it. Suzanne says the cat hair is magic, right? Amanda's joined us. Hi, everyone. I finally got here. Thank you. We're just still talking. It's almost been an hour. I got to get going, everyone. I got to show you some stuff. Yeah, okay. I think I got mostly to the comments. Sorry if I missed yours. It jumped and I just said, okay, let's go with it. Because I got to show you some stuff before I'm starting to feel I have a really hard time with overhead lights once it gets darker. And now it's completely dark outside and I have just overhead lights. So we're going to get to showing you some actual product today. If you want to purchase any of this stuff, there it is. Same way as last time. If you were here for the last Czech glass one, we did on, what day was it? Friday, I think. So that one is, take a screenshot. I'm already past that, sorry. Just take a screenshot, send us a screenshot in an email to info@allegorygallery.com. That's up here. No, that's the web address. I didn't put the email. Maybe I'll put the email up here too. info@allegorygallery.com. And send us those screenshots. I already invoiced for some of the Czech glass today. And no, I did that over the weekend. I did it in between. We had a lot of people in here for Ice Fest. It was very busy, but there were lulls that I was able to invoice you all. I think I got everybody invoiced for their Czech glass from Friday. So if you want anything else, if you already paid the invoice, I'll just make another one. If you didn't already pay the invoice, I can probably add to it. We're going to do the same thing we did on Friday. I think it was Friday. We're going to give you 10% off today if you order by 7 p.m. tomorrow. All right. So you got until 7 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow, and you'll get 10% off. So if I get that email by then, even if I don't invoice you by then, you secure 10% off. All right. All right. Now that I've talked myself hoarse, let's try and do some product videos. All right. Hello, Harry. Thank you for joining us. I'm going to flip this around, and you're going to see our flying women up there while I flip the camera. If you want any of those, they're for sale, by the way. All right. Let's not mirror the camera. Let's do this. Let's get this set up the right way so y'all can see. Amanda says, thank you everyone for liking and commenting on my posts on Facebook. You were all so sweet. In the Design Challenge group? Yes. And by the way, I want to say this again. I've said it a few times, I think, but sorry. I should have brought something to drink with me. You all are rocking out bead in the new year. Now, I know some of you are behind. I don't want to make you feel bad because there is no deadline to bead in the new year. But between the Creative Make-Along and Bead in the New Year, the projects that I am seeing coming up on the Design Challenge Group page, the timeline, they're amazing. They are amazing. And so it is So great to see so many people finally starting to post in that group. We're seeing new names posting. I don't want people to be afraid to post their things. That's what that group is for. It's to post. It's to get, kind of hopefully very good comments. We're not mean. We're not, going to tear you apart. We want to see what you're making. We want to encourage you to continue making. We want you to bring beauty into the world, and that's what that group is about. So if you're in the group and you're watching and you're like, I've never posted anything, please just go post. Make your first post and say, hey, this is my first post. Here's what I'm working on. It doesn't have to be a completed project, y'all. It can just be an in progress. We just like the social interaction. And it's a great place to hang out and get to know people. So there's that. There's that. I just wanted to say that. Y'all have been rocking it out, and I love seeing it. And if you're behind and beat in the new year, that's okay. You can be 23 days behind and start right now. It's okay. There's no deadline. And as the year progresses, if you want to pull out that calendar and you say, here's my project from Beat in the New Year day 23, and you post that in March, that's okay. Post it in the album. We want to see it. We still want to see it. All right. But I will also say that we've been so busy preparing for Tucson, and I was hoping to catch up on some today, but with my migraine, I did not. But we have not commented on everyone's. We usually try to comment. The group is growing. It's going to be harder and harder, I know, for us to comment on everything, but we do try to at least like or love your post, and I will be trying to go back. We're going to share some of those posts on our timeline. Just need to get my life a little bit back into store mode versus Tucson mode. But if you do have a business, we do share those posts sometimes. We pick and choose at random. It's really no reason why we pick anyone's over another. So don't feel like you didn't get picked or it wasn't good enough to be picked. We pick from everyone in that group, and I just pick a few sometimes on a day and share them with our Allegory Gallery timeline, which reaches a larger, almost 10 times the size audience that the group does. And so if you do have a business, it's sometimes a very good thing to post in our group. We don't want you spamming everybody with your business and all that. We don't mind if you share that you have a business, if you're, nice about it. If you're trying to promote only yourself in the group, we will kick you out. That's not what the group is for. But if you have that, you can make your own group, right? Make your own group. It's fun. But we don't mind if you share a link to your business, especially if you're using our beads to create your items. That's an important key, everybody. If you're using our beads to create things and you share that you're making them and selling them, we don't mind that so much. Amanda says, this group is very supportive and kind. I did my first post and felt welcome. Good. I'm glad to hear that. Susan says, I wanted to participate in the Creative Make-Along, but Hub's got a small crisis to take care of. That's okay. We're going to have another one February 17th. It's going to be the next one. The theme is the Allegory Gallery Design Challenge Mix Amethyst. But if you don't have that or you weren't able to get that, we do still have some, by the way. You can still get it. But if you want to work on something else, you can work on something else. It's okay. Andrew says, I don't always comment, but I always appreciate what people post and are blown away by the talent and creativity. Yeah, that's what it is. We try hard to, post as much as we can, but it doesn't always happen. Marion says, or even a bead mess. Yes, you can post a bead mess. Here's what I'm starting. Like you want to throw some beads and say, here's what I'm working on. Do it. It's okay. A lot of people who bead understand a bead mess, right? If you want to post what your desk looks like before you do the cleaning day, you can do that. Everybody understands what a messy creative space looks like. We all think we're alone. We all think that, we don't have stuff on the dining room table, or no one else has stuff all over the dining room table, or no one else works on their bed to create jewelry. If you knew the number of people that we know who work on their bed to make jewelry, or the number of people who can't eat on their dining room table, I definitely cannot count those on my hands and feet. So it's all okay. It's all right. We love to see it. Post a picture. It's okay. Harry says, I love to see all the different creations. Me too. Me too. Hey, Linda's with us. Morning, Linda. It's morning over there in Australia. Is it Australia? Am I right? Australia? I hope I'm right. That's what I kind of remember. My brain has not been fully functioning though lately. All right, we're gonna look at some Czech glass today. So if you'd like to purchase any of this, here, it's going right here. To order from this video, take a screenshot of the item you'd like and send it to us at info@allegorygallery.com. We started to look into that comment sold thing. It's really not for us, just because it's another inventory system. It's a little bit harder to tie into everything. And so we apologize that you can't say sold on our videos like some other videos can, but it's just not in the way that it's not quite the way we work. Maybe someday we'll find a way to build it in better, but I hope you don't mind taking screenshots and sending them. We generally get a good return on a lot of these videos that way, so I'm assuming most of you don't care, but I know sometimes the comment sold thing is a little bit easier, but we're kind of sometimes more on the fly people, and sometimes the ideas for these videos come to me about 10 minutes before I start the video, so it's and the comment sold has to be a little bit more prepared, and while that would be good for some things, for us, this is the way we're doing it. Because I know I talked about that a little bit ago, but I wanted to follow up on what I had said about that. So I haven't done that yet. So there it is. Yes, I'm right, Australia. Good. Marion says, this is a talented and supportive group. It really is. It really is. Even if you're a newbie, you're welcome. Please post. We love seeing new things. I do not make a lot of jewelry, and I still post things when I do make them in there because I think it's fun. It's fun to share. Susan says, it was funny in a weird, he sent this in a weird way. He sent this over 50 package on Thursday, Friday afternoon. It was on the front porch. He stuck the wrong address label on, so we had to run out just before the UPS deadline. That happens. That happens more than you think. Amanda says, when I get the gel plate, it takes over. When I get the gel plate out, it takes over the entire dining room table, right? That's what it just happens. You know, we like to think that we're all, everyone else, we think everyone else is so fortunate and they have a craft room where they have their own room to make things. And for a long, we're very lucky we have our studio now, but we didn't always have that. We lived, when we first moved back here to Pennsylvania, we lived in a really nice apartment that my aunt had that we rented from her, but it had one bedroom, one bath, and the rest of it was like kind of open concept. The living room flowed into the kitchen, and Andrew had a studio, but it was in the laundry room, which was not the best place. So most of his work was done out in the living room and the dining room. And so, the whole place looked like a craft explosion sometimes. Then you get into my stuff that I had from my other job and my desk that I had in the bedroom. And we do what we have to do the things we want to do, right? We want to create, so you got to make the room. And if that's the dining room table or your bed before you go to bed, that's okay. That's all right. We don't mind. All right, so let's start looking at some Czech glass. I kept saying it, and now you're just looking at a screen listening. That's not as much fun. So here's some Czech glass. How about these? How about these? I have a few strands of these, apparently. Here they are. And if you like these, they're $7 a strand only. And you get 10% off that if you order by tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern time. All right. Send us, and by order, I mean send us that email to info@allegorygallery.com. I didn't realize I missed the email up here. I got to put that up on this banner up here at the top. Linda says, I have my own studio now, but I used to work on my kitchen table, right? Marion says, if I had a dining room table, it would be covered with beads and or craft items, right? Yeah, some people don't. We have always generally had a dining room table. It has very rarely actually functioned as a table to eat at. Even our current table, we have a nice dining room area, but it's where our laser is right now. Our dining room is full of craft stuff and laser bits and pieces and wood and acrylic. So yeah, it just, we're lucky we have a dining room table, but we mostly eat on the couch, everyone, just so you know. Just so you know. I'm telling stories about us, but we generally eat on the couch watching TV. It's the one, if we don't see any TV in a day, we will, while we're eating our meal, sit down to the television and watch some TV, just to kind of break up the day a little bit. Suzanne says, I share a table with my cats, right? Harry says, I'm lucky to have most of the basement for jewelry, ceramics, lapidary, and photography, and shipping from my Etsy shop. That's nice. I would like to outfit my basement or our basement soon for the ceramics, I think. We need to build some better shelves. The shelves that we have are starting to crumble a little bit. I'm going to build some shelves for drying and all that and make some space down there for my ceramics. We're going to move it over to the studio, but I think the studio, without running water, even though you don't need it, I think it would be easier to have water and have access to that. So for now, I think it's going to go in the basement. So here is the other kind of style, the other color to these. They're both $7 a strand. You can see we have a number of strands. I don't know why. I think these are really pretty. Just making a pair of earrings out of these, I think would be pretty. These are relatively new though, so people just haven't used them as much. Linda says, lucky you, Harry, that's some space. We don't have basements here in Oz. Suzanne says, no basements in New Orleans either, right? Yeah, no basements. We have a basement. We're very lucky. And it's a fairly dry basement, thank goodness. We do run a dehumidifier all year long. It's not running right now because it's dry enough, but we do have one in there. But other than just dehumidifying, it stays relatively dry. We're very lucky. And we can use it for things like the laundry. Here are some more. I shouldn't show you both at the same time. That's going to get confusing. So let's look at these first. These are little pinkies, little pink faceted, I'm going to say rondelles. Good enough. They're kind of, they're almost like the Lucerna bicones. I guess they're more of a bicone. We'll call them a bicone. These are $8 a strand. As I said in the other video, pink often has gold in it to make it, pink and red. So those colors are often more expensive. So even though I don't think $8 is that expensive, but maybe they are, I don't know. But they're a little bit more expensive maybe than they would be if they were in a different color. But these have a little bit of a gold or copper. It's actually copper on the edges, which is a really cool detail. It kind of looks gold on the pink, but it's actually, now that I look at it, I think it's copper. So we have these. If you like those, take a screenshot. And then we have these. I was taking these off and showing you just a single strand. I don't know if that's better or not. Let's see here. Amanda says, I would be lost without my basement. We finished it as a recreation room. The kids camp out down there, and I have a big bead cabinet down there. That's nice. I'd love to refinish ours, but in order to refinish ours, we would have to dig down, and that takes a lot of money. We don't have that. We're probably going to, if we ever refinish anything, in addition to we'd like to put in, hardwood floors. We just have carpet right now, and I kind of like carpet, but hardwood might be nice. Give my brother some extra work, right? But I would love to refinish our attic. I would like to make our attic into our master bedroom, and then make room down in the other bedroom for something else. This is English cut Czech glass, English cut, and this is $4 only a strand. $4 a strand. I have 4 strands available. Very pretty. Very pretty. But yeah, we would be lost without our basement because we have our laundry down there. Andrew has a small kiln that he used to do more PMC down there. So that's going to be my little pottery kiln for a little bit. I'm going to make little things, little bowls, little things. So we'll see. Suzanne says, New Orleans is below sea level, so no basements below sea level, right? Here are little daggers, or they look like vampire teeth to me, little vampire sucking the blood teeth. These are $4.50 a strand. Remember, you will get 10% off if you purchase before, or if you send us that email, which means you purchase before 7 p.m. tomorrow. All right. Bonnie says, we have a basement and it's unfinished and only one window and a sliding door, but it's under our deck. It's very dark down there, so I made a small studio upstairs. Love the natural light. Yeah, we don't have a lot of windows. We have a number of windows in our basement, but they're mainly those those window bricks, those glass bricks that are like wavy, so you can't really see out of them, which I kind of like because nobody can see in either. But our basement also opens to a hurricane door, and if we need to, from extra light or anything, we can open that. But we can also get things in and out of the basement easier, which is very nice. So we're lucky. We are lucky. Susan says, I'm lucky to have a spare bedroom for crafting. That wasn't always the case. I shared it with our kitten Phil when he was tiny. Very challenging, right? Right. Linda says, I live in a tiny 2-bedroom farmhouse, no basement, no attic, no storage space at all. Yes, that, we were in a 1-bedroom apartment for a long time, and I get that. I get that. But you make do, right? You make do with what you have, and you still find a way. You have to find a way if you like doing these things, right? Marion says, I live in an apartment. Yeah, apartment living is small sometimes, right? Some people have big apartments, not me. I've never had a big apartment. So this is Czech glass. I love, now we're going to show you a variety. Let me just, because people I think liked it when I showed them all at once, so you could get an idea of what there was. I think this is better. So this is all this kind of style that we have. There are various prices from $8, I think, to, am I wrong? Yeah, $8 to $10. $8 to $10. So this is the first one. This one has this metallic on it, which I am in love with. It has the metallic, almost a coppery metallic on the edges, and then it's cut around here to expose the green, the blue-green color. Love that one. Let's see here. Whoops. Sorry, everything jumped for me. Here said, our house is on a hill, the garage is street level, then up 6 stairs to the basement, then up a full flight to the back door, then up more steps to the main floor, lots of up and down. It sounds like it. Lots of up and down. And then, so some of these strands we have more than one of, some we only have one of. There is, if you like this one, there's only one left. A lot of the ones that I love, there's only one left because I point them out to people when they're buying stuff. This one we have a few left of. This is a Picasso kind of finish on it in the white, but this is a really good base color. So it's a good neutral to start with if you want to work on something new, right? Where you need a good base color, neutral. This one, there's only 2 left. This is this dark mustard yellow color. I'm really starting to love this color more and more, especially as I see it against the blue. It just stands out really well. Susan says, we live in an older home and we have a cool bin. The door for where the cool came in has been bricked up. Our water main comes through it. That's cool. There's one of those here, I think. There's a house on the corner of, right, I think down the road. I think it's directly down the road from us. And it has an old Cool Company logo, and I think that's what it used to be too. Amanda says, good exercise, Harry, right? Michelle has 2-bedroom apartment with 5 people. I work on my bed. With my very nice bead mats, right? Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of people work on their beds. Some people are embarrassed by that, I guess, because people seem to always be afraid to tell us that they're working on their bed. But we know a lot of people, even people who have their own businesses, who work on their bed. Not a big deal. I love this blue color. There's only one of these left, by the way. Let's see here. Marianne says, they don't often keep the water out in New Orleans, right? Suzanne says, we don't keep water out. Our burials are above ground and most houses are raised. See, getting to learn everything about the geography of the U.S. here, right? I love, love, love this one because I love how this blue is multiple colors. There's a darker inner, and then on the edges, there's a lighter blue, and with this kind of Picasso green on the outside. Love this one. There's only one of these left, too. This one's $8. They're all between $8 and $10, these strands. Vanessa says, I have a craft room and still have craft supplies everywhere, right? That just happens. Just happens. Marion says, my apartment is a reasonable size. That's good. It's good to be reasonable, right? Always good to be reasonable. This is red. This beautiful, deep red color. I love this. This is probably one of my favorite all-time colors. And the reason, this red and kind of a cobalt blue, because my grandmother had red dishware like this color. I think it was from Avon possibly, and cobalt blue dishware. I have some of the cobalt blue glasses that I took after they passed, but I think my brother and sister-in-law still have the red, and they would come out for only special occasions like holidays. And because of that, we didn't get to use them very often, but when we did, it was a special thing. It was a happy time generally. I love these colors. I think it's just a memory thing. Plus, I love red. It's my favorite color. Let's see here. Oops, everything jumped. My kids tease me, says Amanda, because I have a desk on each floor that's usually inundated with projects. That's funny. Linda says, oh, love those beads, William. Thank you. Suzanne says, they bury them above ground in a vault. Yes, yes, yes. Amanda says, I have those mustard ones. Really nice. Aren't they? Aren't they? Suzanne, yes, it's very expensive. Many families have burial vaults going back hundreds of years. I guess if you have family vaults, it's less expensive, right? Somebody somewhere along the line who is rich buys a vault. Bonnie says, bead wherever you can. Exactly. Exactly. Suzanne or Linda says, how many people can you fit in a vault? Suzanne says, it varies. If you have a single or double or 1 or 2 level, my family vault is close to 200 years old. That's so cool to think about. I know it's kind of a bad subject to talk about death maybe, but I think it's cool the way we deal with things, right? I have one strand of this. Faceted rondelles. Almost looks like a cathedral cut, like a lantern. Not quite there yet, I would say. These are $5, only $5 for this one strand. I'm going to try and hold it here since it's only one to take a picture of, and then we're going to move on to the next. I have these little drooks. Drooks are round, just round. It's the word for the round in the Czech Republic speak. This is $5.50, purple drooks. Suzanne has about 10 people in her vault. That's crazy. It's so crazy. Linda says it's the circle of life, right? It is. Death is a part of life. I know, more people should look at it like that, but I know it's a scary subject sometimes for people. And it can be triggering, so we don't like to talk about it too much. But it is. It's a part of life. So here we have Czech glass strand at $5. These are, I'm not sure. They look, I don't know what these exactly are. They look like tulips. I think they're tulips. They're a type of flower. They also kind of remind me a little bit of corn, but not quite. Andrew found a finger bone today. What's with you going places and finding bones all the time? I don't know. Andrew will find bones wherever he goes. When he and Cynthia go somewhere, they find human remains somehow. Suzanne says, I love those tulip beads, right? So we have more drooks. We have them in orange. We have them in a root beer kind of brown. And we have them in, I'm sorry, that's not a drook, that's a melon. So I have the drooks in the orange and the brown. And these ones are $5 per strand, only one of each strand. Cynthia found a vertebrae. See? Marion says some people don't like talking about ghosts either. Right? Some people don't. It creeps people out. I don't mind. I've never seen a ghost myself, but I have met people who do firmly believe they have ghosts in their house, and I have talked to those ghosts to let them know I'm not trying to invade or, take up their space. I try to be polite. You never know. This is a $5 strand. These are little melons, yellow little melon cut. Suzanne says, for some reason, I'm working with mustards and yellows and browns, right? I don't know why I'm drawn to that color lately, too. I even wore my yellow hoodie the other day. You probably saw me. I think I did the video in that. And I don't usually wear yellow because it's not a great skin color combination for me, but I'm really liking yellows right now. See, that Pantone stuff soaks in after a while, right? Soaks in after a while. I love these. These are so pretty. These are, I have 2 strands of them at $5 each only. And remember, you get 10% off if you purchase before 7 p.m. tomorrow night, Eastern time. Beautiful. They have the green, but they have this AB finish that has a lot of kind of blue and yellow in it. A little bit of pink. Beautiful strands. Amanda says, my childhood home was very active with ghosts. I have lots of stories. Yeah, see? I'm not going to say it's not going to happen or it's not possible because I don't know. I don't know what's beyond. None of us do until we get there, right? But I try and make nice with anybody, any ghost that somebody says is in their house. I'm like, I'm here to be your friend. Let's be friends, right? Bonnie says, I saw my first ghost in an antique store before Christmas this year. Isn't it crazy? Like, I think about that now. Like, I've lived my whole life so far never seeing a ghost. And if I were to see one, like now, it'd be like, wow. It's something I never thought would happen or never thought you could. I had the ability, you know, they say some people just don't see them. And to finally see something like that must be wild. Vanessa says, I love the earthy colors. Yeah, me too. Andrew's definitely into earthy colors. Linda says, I love sitting here making jewelry while chatting with you all. That's the point, right? It's fun. It's just fun. I love this one. This is kind of the same, but in a different shape as that other one. A little bit of lighter green, though. Oh, and that one was, by the way, $5 as well. A lot of these are $5. $5 strands. We have 2 little green drukes, and these green drukes are $4.50. 2 strands of those. Bonnie says, it was cool. I bet. Marion says, I've always loved yellows. Nice. I like the color in general. I just don't use it very much because on me, I feel like it makes me look sickly. But I wore yellow the other day and I thought I looked fine. So there you go. You know, the things that change over time, right? Susan said, I saw a ghost in the first house we lived in. That's crazy. Susan says, I believe in ghosts, always have since I was a tot. I didn't see them, but I felt their presence. I love these ones. These red and green check glass, $6 each. Amanda says, in her house, a lot of things went missing, then reappeared months or years later. Music playing in the attic. That's a little bit creepy. But if it was good music, that'd be nice. Like, oh, they have their radio on today, right? The ghosts have their radio on. I think that'd be kind of cool. Maybe not when you don't want it to happen, maybe in the middle of the night or something, but $6 for these. I have a few of these kind of green, red Christmas colors, but also just beautiful combination of colors. Linda posted an earring tutorial. Marianne says was awesome. That's great. We also have that green and red one, but in red and purple. How about that? I don't think I've ever shown this red and purple one before. I've shown the green and red. So here's this, $6. Michelle has been seeing them for years since childhood. Here we go. $6 per strand for those. And then I love these. These are expensive because they were expensive for us. We brought these into the country when no one else had them. Now I know other people have brought them in, I think, but we still have some. These are the swallows. We have them in green. We have them in the shampoo-y purple. And we have them in this kind of clear purple, this almost transparent, translucent purple. Let's say translucent, it lets the light through. These are about, $26.50 per strand. $26.50 per strand, but they are gorgeous. Suzanne loves them. My favorite, she says. I think these are beautiful. Love them. You get 10% off today if you order them before 7 p.m. tomorrow. And I'm starting to feel a little shaky, y'all. So I'm sorry I'm going to be cutting this a little bit shorter than I thought, even though we talked for so long. I should have talked less and shown more, but Maybe we'll continue tomorrow with some things if I have more to show you. But I can see looking at the screen, looking down at the screen particularly for some reason is making me a little bit shaky with my migraine coming back, or not coming back yet, but hopefully not. These are little butterflies. These are beautiful. $20 per strand. I think that's a good deal for these. They're well made. They're beautiful. They're well impressioned. And they're double-sided. So here we have $20 for the strand of the butterflies. And let's see. Let's finish this tray at least. And I just have a few more to show you on here. Linda, not sick, just had a migraine all day, so I had the store closed, and I started to feel better, so I said, let's do a live for as long as I can do it. Because I was running out to the grocery store, and I'm like, I feel okay, let's hang out with people, because I love hanging out with people and hanging out with you all, which is why we do so much talking sometimes and not as much showing. You know, hanging out sometimes feels better than just selling stuff. But we have these, and little 1, 2, 3, 4 pentagons. Is that 5-side pentagon? And we have them in pink. We have them in purple. I have 2 left in purple and only this one left in pink. And these are $10 and $9. $10 for the purple, $9 for the pink, which seems strange. Usually pink's more expensive, but not here. All right. And then we have these little fun drops. Little fun drops. These are $9 per strand. Good neutral color again. When we're talking like with the neutrals, like things like this, you can build around these with a lot of other colors. So if you just need something in neutral base, these are great for that. Good to have in your arsenal. $9 a strand, less 10%. Less 10% if you get them before tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And then the last one I'm going to show you before I go is this one. 1 strand of this, red faceted, these are pretty much faceted rounds. And this whole strand is only $6. That's a long strand for $6. So if you need some red flashy beads, $6, you can't beat that. Less 10%. So what's that? 60 cents. So $5.40 for that strand. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. So there you go. All right, everybody. I had some more trays lined up, but they were mostly some English cuts, some pears, and some melons, and some odd shapes. So we'll do those. Let me flip the camera around. I hate when we talk and you can't see anything. I feel good enough that I can talk to you for a moment while the camera is flipped around. Okay, so maybe we'll do more. Andrew's on the road, so he's not going to be doing his Tuesday tutorial, I don't think, unless they make a pit stop to do the tutorial, but I doubt it. So what we're going to do is we will have our live probably tomorrow. I have to see when I can get out of my other job. There are some things going on at my other job right now that are going to add some extra stress and time to my life. Take away time, add work time to my life, I think. So things might get dicey, but I'm going to, if I can leave work tomorrow and when I would normally leave, I leave around 5, and I will get back here into Ligonier by around 6. Let's have a live tomorrow, maybe at 7, okay? So instead of our live at 5, we're gonna go live at 7. And I will show you some more Czech glass. Now, if I have to cancel that for any reason, like another headache or anything else that could happen in my day, then we'll just do it on Wednesday. That's all. And we'll skip maybe tomorrow. But or maybe I'll try and learn something new real quick and do a little mini, not tutorial, but make along with me or something like that. I don't know. Tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see what we do. We'll plan for around 7 or 8 tomorrow. I'll try and post tomorrow at some point when it'll actually be. just turn on your notifications. And if you can join me when I go on live, then join me. And if I don't go on live, you won't get a notification, and I'll try and post that I'm not going on. But yeah, Tuesdays for the next few weeks while Andrew's away might be a little dicey. So you may not see us on Tuesdays for a little bit, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try and do later night things maybe. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's see what's going on here. Linda says, my subscriber number is 666, the devil's number. So I need more subscribers to get rid of that number. We understand. We were there at one point too. Michelle says, go rest, William, right? I'm going to. Suzanne says, Linda, my next piercing is a devil's pitchfork. Nice. Amanda's going to subscribe. Nice. Amanda says, please take care, William. Will do. So yeah, we're going to try and carry on with the lives while Andrew's away and do some things that might be later in the evenings, but we're going to do that. They are, again, you can tune in to our Facebook page and our Facebook stories. Andrew is posting Tucson trip updates as they travel across the country. He posted as he was traveling down to North Carolina to pick up Green Girl Studios clan down there. And then we are now, or they are now heading across the country and giving you some videos of shots of things across the country and updating you on what they're doing. So stay tuned to our Facebook page for those. And I'll see, I don't think I can download those from our Facebook page, but if I can, I'll try and download them and also post them to our YouTube shorts. I think shorts can be more than 60 seconds nowadays. I don't know, maybe not, because most of his are like 2 to 3 minutes long. So we'll see. So that's that. If you saw anything you liked today, send us an email. I will not have those invoiced for you tomorrow because I'm at my other job, but I will do that. I will work on that probably Wednesday when I'm back in the store. That's all I've got. I'm going to go get some headache pills to hopefully annihilate this migraine once and for all, and some quick food that I can make for tonight. And not have to stand over the hot stove, because standing was the hardest thing in my day today. That's why I slept most of the day. I stood up for a few minutes and I got nauseous and I laid right back down. So we're going to try and avoid that. So thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you for chatting with me. I love it. It really is, like, honestly one of the best parts of my day. And so thank you for being here. Please hit the share button so we can grow our people. We love to see new people tuning in. The more people that tune into us, the more friends we all make, and hopefully, build out this virtual community into something even bigger and more beautiful than it already is. So thank you again, and have a wonderful, wonderful evening, everybody. Or morning, Linda, right? See y'all later. Bye now.